How do you deal with grief when it hits you unexpectedly? Now, this is a story about a young lady who's just 1 year in her marriage. And immediately she got married, she took it. And 6 months or 7 months into her pregnancy, she invited her younger sister, same parents, her kid sister, into her home to help her handle the house chores and help the process of delivery, make it easy on her, which is understandable. Now, she successfully delivered her baby, and the younger sister has been helping her help her with the baby and all the chores in the house and all that. But over time, for the past 1 month, she's been feeling very suspicious. All right, getting suspicious of the husband and the younger sister. But because she doesn't have any proof, she decided to sweep the suspicions under the carpet. Now, her suspicion basically for what she wrote me is that she noticed a lot of expensive jokes, all right, expensive plays, fun times or gists, all right, with between the husband and the younger sister. So on this fateful day, she stepped out to get some baby things and other stuff for the house. But on her way out, she realized that she left something behind that she needed to make up the money she had on her that the husband gave to her. So she hurriedly ran back to the house. But fate could have it that very day. She started hearing some funny sounds, of which it dawned on her like her fears have befallen her at last. So instead of opening the door, she had to go through the window and just took a peek. And behold, she found the husband and the younger sister right in the act. She was so traumatized that she turned around. She couldn't even go into the house to approach them. She didn't have the time, or she didn't, it didn't occur to her to take any video or picture evidence. She turned around immediately and ran out of the compound. Spent a couple of hours outside and came back and acted like nothing happened. Yeah, you heard me right. She acted like nothing happened. Now it's been a week. Now she just wrote to me and said she's feeling so much pressure on her, especially when she sees the husband and the sister acting like nothing happened or nothing's been happening. She's holding back because she feels if she loses her temper on them, it might become violent and something might go very, very wrong. Because this is her own blood sister he was talking about here and her husband. And she doesn't want to lose the marriage, neither does she want to inflict any injury on her younger sister. Now she's asking you, what do you think she should do? What steps should she take in handling this issue? She's here to inform her mother or her father about it. She's here to inform anyone about it. She's just been bottling up this grief in her, and she feels it's dangerous for her health. It's up to you now to please leave your comments in the comment section on what you think is the best approach for her to solve this very, very serious problem. I'll be right back. Welcome back. This is Share with Noble, and my name is Valentine Agogo. And I'm here on set with Great Amona. You're welcome, sir. And Victoria Chukura. You're welcome, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay, let me start with you, Victoria Chukura. You heard her story. How do you think, did she take the right step with her first reaction to seeing the live evidence of what her fears all this while has been about coming before her, befalling her for real?
For sanity's sake, she did the right thing. But now that the thing is eating her up,
Yeah.
one would say she didn't do the right thing.
Okay, why do you say
But
so?
for that moment, she did the right thing because it would have been worse. But now that she's suffering all alone, she didn't do the right thing.
What would you have had her do instead?
Yes, that moment, she would have entered the house and confront them immediately.
Okay.
And confront them immediately. Of course, there won't have been much confrontation because she caught them in the act. So the act has said it all, you know. So there won't have been issues of did you do it or did you not? All those confrontation would have been there. It's that you are caught in the act.
Okay. Let me come to you, Mona. Now, people have different reactions to grief,
Yeah.
right? You'll find those who would, like Chuka just said, who would approach them immediately. Some others would pass out at that site of that bizarre site. Some others will pass out. Some others will just scream and weep over it on the spot until they are pampered and all whatever the case may be. Now her reaction was to just turn around and leave. Yeah, the fact that she came back and kept quiet. Now it's been almost a week of her bottling this whole incident in her. What do you think? How dangerous is that? Besides her mental instability at moments, how dangerous do you think that is in her decision making right now?
We're spending a lot of time, in bottled up fury. It's even dangerous, to mental and emotional health. Nobody will gloss over the main facts, the lesson of this story or development. Extreme irresponsibility ought to have been visited immediately, just as Sister Chukura said. But in a different direction. If you could stomach the abomination, she saw clearly, beyond a grain of doubt. If she could stomach it for some seconds, she probably, if she had a phone, the best way would have been to snap it, because sex offenders, they are consummate criminals. That's the truth. A sex offender is on the same causative scale with a violent armed robber. Sex offenders are even worse, because robbers and ritualists, they execute their evil instantly without batting an eyelid. But the life of a sex offender is it's like planned demolition of the mind. For a brother-in-law, because the so-called husband, I will use that expression so-called, because she is fundamentally far from the idea of a husband. He's a wayfarer, like a stray dog. He, for a man to harbor the idea of sleeping with his sister-in-law, is sufficient abomination, exceeding even the worst spectacle in Sodom and Gomorrah. So just visual evidence and visual expression will not have been enough authentication. She should have returned to her private share and returned to that scene, because they were caught in the act, and they were already carried away. There's a piece of folklore in my dialect, say when one is getting lost, his pace increases. When you're getting lost in the bush, your pace increases. Yes, it exceeds that of Chidi Imo, the best athlete. You understand? Yeah. So she could have returned, picked her phone and taken a snap. Because the evidence he has is the kind of evidence that when Chief Rotimi Williams was alive, he would not even go into that case. He has no evidence. That's the truth.
Okay, very
deny it.
Yeah, very quickly. What would you advise her to do now? It's her sister is involved and her husband is involved. What's your best advice for her now? Because she needs two things. She's, like she said, she lost her husband. She's going to lose the marriage, so she needs some closure, some peace in her marriage, and at the same time, she needs her sanity back intact. So, what would you advise her to do?
It's unfortunate that she's suffering alone, the way it is, and this suffering now is meted on her by two persons she loved so dearly.
Yeah.
Very painful. But having said that, she loved her sister, she equally loved her husband, and she wouldn't want to scatter her marriage. I would suggest call your sister to the corner, to your room, and talk to her calmly and warn her not to do it again. That if she's caught, if she's caught again, that you now inform the family.
So you'll let the sister remain in the house?
She needs help. She just gave birth, not so.
Yes.
Is there anybody, except she can get help from other places, then the sister can go away from the house.
No, if it were you, it happened to, what would you do? You call your sister and just speak with her and tell her not to do it again, knowing that she's still going to be in that same house with your husband?
Yes, I will allow her stay, because now that she knows that, she will not try it again. Then, because she's not conscious of the fact that this is the way sister dey talk. They may be doing it they may go and do it outside, but it's because she has seen now. The thing is this, they say if I not see, belle no go pain person, because she has seen them. If they do it outside, maybe they be doing it outside even.
Okay.
But she didn't see them.
So she should.
But this one that she has seen now, for sanity, because why she should do this is that she has no evidence. If she goes ahead to begin to make all manner of noise, the sister, it will not get into a very big family problem. The sister now may come up to say, you are spoiling my name because I came to help you in your house. The husband may get angry and say, hey, you want to spoil my name because I married you. Trouble don't come. So for the sanity and peace of the home, just like she will call the sister to talk to her, in the quietness of their bedroom, talk to your husband. She should talk to her husband.
Letting them know what she has found out.
Yes, she should tell calmly, both not together, separately.
Okay, so Mona, what is that, what would you have to say about, what would you advise her to do in this case?
What I'm going to say, we agree with the same wavelength of Sister Chukura's suggestion. There's no, what my initial reaction had no instant recipe in terms of solving the problem, because it was anger, because it's a very irritating development actually. But at the end of the day, it must come to a solution. The chicken has come home to roost. So yes, there's also a caveat there. Whether they were doing it before outside that setting, one can actually tell. But in the final analysis, she just put to bed, like she noted. And we are not told how many siblings she has.
No, she's talking about a year ago. So just another one. Okay, her siblings. Okay, her siblings. Okay,
we are not told how many siblings. Otherwise, it would be better to quietly ask that intruder to leave. If she has only one sibling, well, that devil's messenger has to stay, but maybe on a different moral template, like through advice. As he's advising the sister, don't repeat this.
Let me interrupt you there. Let me put it this way to you. As an African man, same way it's very easy now for us to let out solution, advice to the woman to let things slide, sweep things under the carpet.
As well as the man.
Talk to the man, keep the sister, the offender, back still in the house. Same way, what if it was the man that saw his wife with his brother? Will this same advice count? Will this same advice suffice? So let me ask you that quickly before we run on the show.
Because your question is based on a hypothetical point.
Yeah, from looking at an African perspective, because now it's easier because it's the man that's the offender. Yes, and in Africa, it's easy to just sweep things.
If it's
but the other way around, will you still give the same advice?
If it was the other way around,
yes,
it would be a different moral environment.
Why is that, sir?
Because like we said the other day, the indigenous African social system usually gives priority to what we call.
Is that right?
Wait now, let me land.
Okay.
Because objectivity is very subjective.
Yes.
The indigenous African system gives priority to the male principle in the social formation.
Yeah.
And the male principle, that is the man. And that is why the African man is, I'm sorry to say, that's why the African man bullies the woman. Because the African man has received the baton from the culture. The baton that relay. So you use the baton to run around the whole system because the culture has already secured the path for her. If it was the other way around, the woman will send packing. We are talking about the other way around. What about the prevalence of barbaric widowhood rights? That's still there.
Yeah.
And I have someone in the extended family, less than 1 week after I death of the husband, he requested for the keys to the Mercedes. It tells you about the male chauvinist spirit has run riot like a rampant stray dog. Understand? So
Okay.
if it was there's no need to consider it
No need to
because
consider
it will
it.
be unfair to the woman. The truth is that the woman in the African society is under systemic and institutional battery. That's the truth.
All right, you already answered my question. Okay, guys, that's as much as we can take for this episode. What do you think she should do? All right, so we're going to approach it from the way things are here in Africa, especially here in Nigeria, different from the how it is over there in the West, where it could have been a different narrative. All right, so we're going to approach it from this narrative because she's a Nigerian. All right, so should she just speak to the sister and keep her in the house, or speak to the sister and send her away and get a house help, or speak to the husband or get families involved? What's your opinion? My panelist here has given their own opinion on this same topic. But your opinion really counts because she's also going to go through your comments and your thoughts on this same issue and make up her mind on the best approach that suits her situation, because she's the one wearing the shoes and knows where it hurts the most. All right, so that's as much as we can take from us here on Share with Global. My name is Valentine Agogo. Please do like, share, drop a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.